Slinger. Hey, as you can tell, I just got done working. You say, how can you tell that, Amy? Well, because the bun of business is still rocking. And I have to go to my next thing here in a few minutes, but it was the perfect time to come and talk to you about our verse. Now, if you are new to the program, Amy Allmon, Hope Slinger. It is my absolute privilege to sling hope and encouragement at you all the time. Currently, that looks like every day coming to you live for just a few minutes here on YouTube. And we are talking about one thing. One thing is the central place that we jump off from, and that is one verse from the Bible. That's it. Galatians 6:9, which says, "So don't grow weary in doing good, because at the right time you will reap a harvest if you don't give up." So packed, right? I mean, that would be a lot to take in just on its own, but we are actually taking 2 months to cover that. And we are already almost 5 weeks in. I cannot believe that, but I can believe it. So much goodness. We have been doing word studies. We have been taking a look at meanings and context and who Paul was even writing to, who these Galatians were, and why did they need some encouragement? Why did they need this uplifting thing? Because they were getting bogged down and trying to go back and earn their salvation and trying to go back and comparing themselves with others and all the things that still are an invitation for us today to fall victim to waste our time doing. So we've talked about all of that. We have talked about all of that for 5 weeks now, and we still have 3 weeks left. It's amazing to me how one verse can be so beautifully full and satisfying. So, and here's the other important thing, because I've had some comments on here saying, oh, well, I don't really read the Bible. I'm not really a Bible person. You know what? You are welcome into the discussion, no matter if you are or you aren't. Here's the thing. Part of what we're doing here also is engaging kindness. We're engaging what it looks like to actually function in a world where maybe not everybody has the same opinions as you, where maybe not everybody has the same outlook. How is that supposed to look? How are we supposed to go on and still live, still not grow weary in doing good? I mean, how does that look when people disagree with you? So, I mean, that's just an added bonus. That really wasn't why I started this, but it is a great thing to talk about. So I say all that to say, don't let any of this content scare you off. In fact, truth welcomes scrutiny. Amen. And so, welcome. Okay. So where we are at with this verse is the part that talks about, we've already been told not to grow weary in doing good. Okay, so if that's what we're looking at, it goes on to say that, so that means that we will continue. We will not grow tired of doing good. We won't set doing good aside. We will continue on with that. And then just when we think that maybe that is too tall of a task, Paul brings in, the author brings in a way, a hope, if you will. And that is that at the right time, I'll say it again, at the right time, we will reap a harvest if we don't give up. But I want to back up to this at the right time. And I want to encourage you in that. If we can only see a finite part of what we're doing, right? But there is a beginning and an end that is seen. And we have opportunity to have conversation with the one who sees it all. Wouldn't it then make sense for us to go ahead and just trust in the fact that there is an appointed time? There is a right time for these things to be happening. That's not coming from me. That's coming from the one that sent me, right? That is a truth that we can live by. That is a truth that gives us hope, because we like to think, oh, we like to think that we know maybe the appointed time. But here's the thing. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes that time, that appointed time, that perfect time happens when we continue forward, right? When we don't grow weary, when we continue to treat each other with respect, with love, even in the middle of differences, then all of a sudden that opportune time can show itself. It can present itself. Okay, so that is what I wanted to just put a little bug in your ear today about that perfect and appointed time. We never know when it's going to intersect with our days. And that is a beautiful reason to keep going. That is a beautiful reason to continue to have hope. Hope in something bigger and greater than ourselves. And if you learn nothing else from me during this time together, I hope that you know, I hope that you hear me, that you can have conversations with someone that, not me, makes me look like Ned in the first reader. You can have a conversation with the one who wrote the book. You can have a conversation with him. And I realize that in today's world, that's enough to get you censored, right? That's enough to have people like drop like flies. But I would just encourage you not to do that. Because I don't know what your experience has been. I don't know what your upbringing has been. But here's the thing. I know that you can have conversation. You can have a conversation with him. I don't know. Might be interesting to see what you find out. And I realize that that is a little bit like, for some people, a little bit of a powder keg. There's a lot of history and, quite frankly, a lot of hurt and trauma that might go into that. But you can still have conversations with him. Tell him about what's going on. Ask him your questions. Say, I don't understand this. Okay, so that's what I had for you tonight. Thank you, everybody, for jumping on here. Hey, if you liked anything about this, if this gave you a little bit of hope, if this was like, oh, so no, I can maybe talk to God in a way that I didn't know I could, or she's encouraging me to seek with a truthful heart, with an honest heart and a genuine heart. Absolutely I am. See what you will find. And I would love it if you would subscribe. I really would. We started this thing on a wing and a prayer. I felt so led, not knowing anything about the YouTube platform. And it's been painful probably for you guys. Because I really don't know what I'm doing. But what I do know is that I have been sent here to have this time on the earth to be an encouragement and to lift people up and to edify the body. And so that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm doing. That's my lane I'm running in. So if you want to be a part of that in any way, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, tell your friends. We are crossing the threshold of 100 subscribers, but I mean, why not a million? Why not? Why not? We can be a million strong group of whatever, a group of whatever that treat each other with respect. How's that? That would be a great place to start. Amen. It starts with us. Okay, that's what I had for you. Hang in there until the time comes. Hang in there until that perfect time, because we are promised. And at some point, that perfect time is going to intersect with our life. Ooh, and that's when the amazing then becomes seen. Love you guys so much. I will catch you tomorrow night to finish up week number 5. Oh, hardly seems possible. Thank you so much for your kindness. We'll see you tomorrow night. Bye-bye.